Vindicated. Best believe that when we done this moment will be syndicated.
Let's get this thing started.
All right, y'all. So we're going to actually do a panel discussion type of format with Yandy Smith today. So she's going to answer some of the panel questions that we have, okay? So the first question is, you just going to keep on my favorite question. You know my favorite question, right?
What's your favorite question?
What does securing the bag mean to you?
Okay, securing the bag. That is the name of this conference, right?
Yes.
So when you think of security, you think of the definition of secure. It means like fastened, tightened, not easily to come unloose. When you think of security, you think of avoiding the threat of danger, right? That's what my big old security over there does. He makes sure I don't get no danger. So when you're securing the bag, the first thing you're doing is you're making sure it's tightened and fastened with you. The next thing, in security of the bag, you want to make sure there is no danger or threat to the money or to the bag. So there's a two-part question here, and I think securing the bag means setting up legacy money. And setting up legacy money is that type of money that is just with you. It's not going anywhere because it goes with your name, it goes with your brand, it goes when you walk into a room, it ching while you're sleeping. That is secured money. And then when you want security in your money, I think that's all about, one, the brand you build, and also how you invest in that brand and how you invest in your money. So I think a lot of the reason why I've been able to maintain my wealth is because I waited till it was my turn, right? When I was running around interning and when I was starting in the music industry, I didn't have Chanel bags. I didn't have all the fancy designer clothes. I think I probably wore about the two same jeans and I rotated them. And I really wanted to wait my turn so that when it was time for me to afford those things, it wasn't a struggle. I think a lot of times we want to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of times we want to get out there and put on things we know we can't afford. We driving cars we know we can't afford. And I think sometimes we do it prematurely because we want to look a certain way to certain people. Your time will come. Your time is on its way. You can manifest it, you can pray about it. It's coming. But you want to prepare and you want to save for that day, because don't blow the bag on that car you want. Then you're trying to figure out how to pay your rent. You're trying to figure out if your baby can go to that school that they need to go to. You need to figure out how you're going to pay for aftercare, how you want to, manage your household. So I think that sometimes it comes down to waiting your turn and really planning out your life so that you can have security in your bag. That's what securing the bag is all about. It's not about looking like you got the bag. It's about really having it and making sure it's secure. So I think that that's important. I think that in these conversations, we definitely should encourage, inspire about how to get it, but really how to secure it is making sure you can maintain it and hold on to it. So we got to make sure we're understanding how to live and how to, monetize and take accountability for what we spend.
And as you said, how to obtain it and keep it.
That's right. That's securing it.
I know that's right. So, Yandy, what are some obstacles you have overcome while building your business?
I think some of the biggest obstacles for me was being told no. Being told no, being told not right now. How many of y'all started businesses, right? And you think everything is going your way, things look good, but then God says, not right now. Or y'all feel like this job is mine. I know I went and I did my thing in that interview. I spoke the best I ever spoke. I wore my good suit. I practiced with my husband. I practiced with my girl. And then something happens and you don't get the job. They tell you no. Right? How many of that happens to y'all in here? Right. So for me, every single aspect of my career, every single aspect of the things that I've tried to create, do on the entrepreneurial side, I was told no. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about how I got into music. So I got a scholarship to go to Howard from the Gap corporate office. I just knew that I was going to work in merchandising for the Gap. Every year of college, I interned in their corporate office. High school, I interned. My senior year of college, the CEO of the Gap left and went to some other company, and The whole retail management program I went through so that I would graduate making $80,000 was no more. So now I was going to come in as an entry-level position, making what everybody else was making as if I had interned for 7 years there. So that was a no. No, I'm not going to do that, and that was a no, it's not my time to be in merchandising at the Gap. So I went back home when I graduated college and moved back in with my mom in a one-bedroom apartment. And I was sleeping on the couch, like, what am I going? I got this whole college degree, and I graduated with honors, and I'm sleeping on my mama's couch. So I was bartending, right? I was trying to figure things out. One of my friends was booking an artist for a show, and he was like, come with me, I gotta go pay Buster his back half. I'm like, all right, I ain't got nothing else to do. So I went with him, which was Violator Management back then. While I was in the conference room at Violator, I saw Buster come in. I saw LL Cool J come in. Right, she said, I saw people tweet came in, and I'm like, where am I? What is this? I realized that I was at the management company that managed all of these stocks. I was sitting in the conference room like, oh my gosh, right? So I went to the reception desk and I said, hey, I just graduated from Harvard. Just wondering if you guys are hiring. Baby girl was reading a book. She didn't even look up. No. So I was like, okay. Went back to the conference room like that didn't work. Sat there for a little while, and I said, okay, I got to do something more. So then I think maybe like at that time, this is when like Noriega Capone was popping. Noriega Capone walks in, and I'm like, I gotta do something. So I go back to the desk, and I'm like, hey, are you guys looking for interns right now? Free labor or anything? She's looking at her book. No. So I was like, okay. Well, I said, well, let me get a business card so that I can keep it. I don't have a business card. I said, do you have an email address? So she gave me like a company card, and it had an email address, a general email address for the company. And I was like, I'm going to send you my resume just so you have it on file in case anything comes open. She was like, okay, things don't really come open here, but okay. Went back to the conference room, felt defeated. Went back out to her. This is when my friend came. It was time to go. He paid his deposit for the artist. This day there was a big show happening, so all the artists were coming in to collect their deposits. So I went back out there and I said, I just wanted to tell you, my name is Yandy, and just look up on my resume. When you check the email, I don't check that email. So I took notice of the book she was reading, and I left. That night I went and purchased the book that she was reading, right? It was The Coldest Winter Ever. Anybody read The Coldest Winter Ever? Right, okay. So, went home, right, that's why she wasn't looking up at me. So, went home, got the book, and I started reading it. So that might have been like a Friday, right? Because I remember it was a show that night, so it was like a Friday night. So that Monday, I called the office. Hey, this is Yandy. Just wondering if anything became available in the office. She was like, the girl that I met Friday and it's Monday morning? No. I was like, okay, well, I'm sending you my resume. I have no resume the first besides the Gap. I worked at the Gap and I went to Harvard. That's it, the Gap. So I was like, I'll be sending you my resume today. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Oh, and that book you're reading, girl, chapter 1, Midnight is crazy. Sounds so sexy. She like, yeah, girl, wait till you get to chapter 6. It gets crazier. Hang up the phone. Y'all know what I did. I read that book by Wednesday. I was like, hey, is this Tiffany? Now I know your name. Hey, Tiff. She's like, yeah. I was like, hey, I don't know if anything became available, but I'm still looking for that job or that internship. And I said, but I'm up to chapter 6. And she said, yeah, did you hear, remember that? Girl, I'm up to 11 now. Wait till you get to 11. So that Friday came. Hey, Tiffy girl. It's Yandy. Hey girl, hey, I'm not even gonna ask you, but I sent you a resume. Did you receive it? She was like, oh, I don't really get resumes, I'm just a reception here. All right, well, that's not even important, girl. I gotta talk to you about this chapter 11. It's too much. Can I take you to lunch? I got this temp job on the block, on the corner, and I normally take lunch between 12 and 2. Are you available? Now, who don't take lunch between 12 and 2? She was like, yeah, I guess. I was like, I'm gonna treat you. She was like, yeah, all right, just meet me in front of the building. We met up for lunch. We talked. After we talked, she said, come back to the office. It's a slow day, nothing going on up there. I went back. We talked, we laughed. She went to Hampton, I went to Howard, so you know that rival, oh, I go to the real HU, you don't, whatever. We started to build a rapport. While I was sitting in the office, the elevator doors open and this woman came in. And she's looking at her phone, doors up, and Tiffany, give me my messages, give me all my emails, I need to da-da-da-da-da. And then she went into this corner office, but then she doubled back like, and who are you here for? So I look up, get ready, say, oh, I'm just hanging with my girl Tiff. Tiff looking at me like, come to find out, that was Mona Scott Young. And I said, well, actually, I dropped off my resume, and I was just making sure Tiffany received it, so I came up here. And she was like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I just graduated from Howard. And I'm like, is that your office? That corner office over there? I was like, well, it's really messy. I'm an amazing organizer. I'm really detail-oriented. I can organize all those CDs on your desk, all those papers. Let me just show you. And I literally got up, walked into her office, and I was like, see, this right here, you need file cabinets. You need folders. You need to put this up. And she was like, basically, I was under, you could not send me home because I was sitting there cleaning your office for free. So she was like, okay, well, okay, you can start cleaning my office, I guess. And literally, that was my way into the music industry. Me cleaning her offices. It went from cleaning her office to cleaning the bathroom. It went from cleaning the bathroom to cleaning the desk around the office. But it started there. Now imagine if that first time I went to that reception's desk and she said, no, we're not looking for any interns. Imagine what the trajectory of my life would have been if I would have turned around, walked out, and never looked back. Because fast forward 6 years later, Mona became my partner. Mona and I discovered and created Love and Hip Hop. Mona and I made millions together simply because I started out not hearing that first no and cleaning her office.
Wow.
So a lot of times in business, right, we're going to be told no. We're going to be told not right now. Or we're going to be told you're not ready. Because I wasn't ready when I walked in that door to be on tour with Missy as I was the next year. The ladies' first Verizon tour that had Beyonce, Missy Elliott, Tamia, Alicia Keys, and there was another one that I always forget. On that tour was my first tour that I did by myself as management. But that would not have ever been my road had I turned around when I heard that no. Love and Hip Hop, this is going to be quick, I talk a lot, I'm not going to make this long. Love and Hip Hop started out as, I got a development deal from VH1 because I had a crazy family I was managing called the Jones family. And his mama is amazing, crazy, his girls, everybody. I was like, this is amazing, but they're crazy and they don't make great TV. So I went and pitched the show to VH1, I got a development deal. So the show was actually called Keeping Up with the Joneses. And she died laughing because she had a little situation with the Joneses herself. She told me about it. So the show was called Keeping Up with the Joneses. It was all about that family. While we were shooting this show, they gave me a bag of money to shoot this show. And I was like, the white people don't let me in the door? I'm in the door. So, I shot this. I was like, I'm going to make this a great show. In the middle of shooting, real life started to happen. Max B, which was one of Jim's artists, got like 75 years in prison. Another artist, Stack Bundles, got murdered. Jim got to a place where he was like, with reality TV, they'll say, okay, you're going to the funeral. I need you sitting here, Chrissy sitting here, Yandy in the back, this one here, and you guys are going to just talk about what happened today. And Jim was like, no, this is my real life. Like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing this. I want to go to the funeral with my homies. Or I don't want y'all coming with me to the Bill Bondsman for Max B. This is my real life. Y'all doing too much. So he came and said, yeah, I don't want to do this no more. I was like, no, the white people gave me the money. They gave me the money. We got to do this. This is something we got to do. I can't turn back and tell these people I'm giving their money back. We got to do this. By this time, I had already left Violator. I was working at Atlantic Records. And I was like, this was my way not to have to work for anybody anymore. I had a management company where I was managing them, but my 9 to 5 was Atlantic Records. So I was like, this was my way out. And he was like, basically, I don't care, I'm not doing it. So I was like, okay, let me go and cry. So that's what I did. I went and I cried, and then I said, this can't be it. Because me turning this money back in is not an option. That bag was secured and spent. So I said, let me use my resources, right? When I left Violator and I decided that I didn't want to work for a management company. I wanted to be my own manager. I didn't dog Mona business out. I didn't say, Pete, bitch, I got it, I'm good. No. I kept an amazing rapport. When she called me for help, Missy needs this, Buster needs that. I was there and I went on the road. I did whatever needed to happen because I built a rapport. And I knew one day I would need to hone in on that relationship. So I called Mona. My client don't want to do this show no more. The white people done gave me the money. What can I do? She called and she said, let's go to dinner. We went to dinner and she was pitching a show about women in hip hop. And she was trying to get that show off the ground with WeTV or Bravo, one of these networks. She was having a hard time. And she was like, maybe there's a way for us to join forces where we take your deal, I bring my show over to your deal, and I said, I'm good with all that, but can we keep my main family, this family I manage, in this deal so that I can get the 2 checks, like the management check and my show check? So she's like, all right, let's figure it out. Let's write it up. So we went back. Before I went to VH1 to say, Jim don't want to do this no more, I said, listen, we got a new way to do this show. It's an amazing way to do this show. I've added some other women. Jim and Chrissy's still here. You got Mama Jones. This is going to be a bigger bang for your buck. And because I sold it like that, they were like, okay, let's see what this is about. That no from Jim is today, 12 years later, loving hip hop. But the thing, thank you. The thing about that is I didn't stop when Jim said, I'm not doing this no more. You need to get those cameras out my face. If y'all look it up, VH1 actually put out Jim trying to fight the camera people for still trying to shoot the show. It was a real thing. But you can't just walk away at the first no. So with your question, I know that was a long answer.